Assalamu alaikum students. Today I am going to discuss a very beautiful poem, An African Elegy by Ben Okri. This is a grand and beautiful poem that is about Africans and that is about the sufferings of Africans, the plight of Africans. But this poem is in optimistic tone and the poet is very optimistic about the future of Africans. So, this poem is based on the moral that the greatness always lies in the sufferings. So, I think you are going to learn a very important lesson of your life through this poem. So, let's start it. I'm going to start the poem with the text of the poem, and I'm not discussing the poet and the subject matter and the title in the beginning of my lecture. So we will discuss all the matters after reading the text. So stanza number 1: We are the miracles that God made. To taste the bitter fruit of time, we are precious, and one day our suffering will turn into the wonders of the earth. Stanza number 2: There are things that burn me now, which turn golden when I am happy. Do you see the mystery of our pain? That we bear poverty and are able to sing and dream sweet things.
Stanza number 3. And that we never curse the ear when it is warm, or the fruit when it tastes so good, or the lights that bounce gently on the water. We bless things even in our pain. We bless them in silence. Stanza number 4. That is why our music is so sweet. It makes the ear remember. There are secret miracles at work that only time will bring forth. I too have heard the dead singing.
Stanza number 5. And they tell me that this life is good. They tell me to live it gently, with fire, and always with hope. There is wonder here.
Stanza number 6. And there is surprise in everything the unseen moves. The ocean is full of songs. The sky is not an enemy. Destiny is our friend.
I want to start my discussion with the title of the poem, An African Elegy. So, this title suggests that it is not any common elegy, it is not any other elegy, it is not traditional elegy, but it indicates pain and sufferings of African people. Elegy is a poem that is on serious and thoughtful reflection, typically a lament for the dead, and it is like a song to express mourning for the dead. So here it describes the sufferings and the pains of African people, and it also suggests the context of the poem. And this poem is about a serious matter such as grief, pain, and suffering. However, we can say that this poem is not a traditional elegy because although the poem mentions the pain and sufferings of Africans, but it describes their ability to enjoy life in spite of their troubles, in spite of their sufferings. So it describes that Africans have unique way of dealing with pain and grief. In this slide, I'm going to discuss the subject matter of the poem, An African Elegy. And here, the main point is that the poet is the speaker, and he's not speaking for himself but for his people, for his society, for all the Africans. And here he is very inclined to describe the sufferings and the pains of African people. So the subject matter is based on the sufferings and the pains of African people. And here the poet also described the glory of Africans, that they are the chosen people of God. And and he describes that the Africans are very unique in a way to dealing with the pains and troubles of their life, and they still find joy in the small pleasures of life. And this is very important and beautiful aspect to see one's life, that you ignore all the negativities and you appreciate all the positivities, all the pleasures, all the happiness of life. So that is why poet is very hopeful for the future of Africans. And here in through this poem he also gives the message to his reader and to the rest of the world, that life is the amalgamation of both happiness and suffering. So he says that we should appreciate life for what it has to offer, and we should not lose hope in the bad times, in the troubled times, because sufferings always doubles the joy of pleasure.